Okay. Hey, John Boy.
Yeah.
I think we have a little bit of... I'm going to play this, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a man.
Yes, and welcome back to Monsters, talking about them. Yay! Now, this week, or I guess this edition, because it's not really that much of a weekly thing, but this edition, talking about the Ruby Creek incident, which took place in British Columbia in September 1941. And the information, I got this from a website, but this is taken from a story by an Ivan T. Sanderson from True Magazine in March 1960. So I just wanted to put that out there. Ivan, well, T, as in his middle initial T.
Not like iced tea, but Ivan T. Okay.
Ivan T. It's his brother, his Russian cousin, actually, Ivan T.
Okay.
But this story centers around a Native American family. They're called the Chapman family. Now, I know Chapman doesn't sound very Native American, but I believe a lot of the Native Americans were given anglicized names, back in the day, getting rid of their old native names. But they, this family lived at Ruby Creek, which is 30 miles apparently up the Fraser River from Agasiv, British Columbia. I'm not sure where Agasiv is. Apparently it's in British Columbia. Not sure exactly, though, where in that province it lies. And obviously, for those of you, I guess, who don't know, but British Columbia is out in Canada's its westernmost province. So at a day in September, they don't give the actual date in the story, but we know it's in September 1941. So at approximately 3 p.m. in the afternoon, the family's oldest son came running back to their home, and he seemed very disturbed. He said there was a cow coming down out of the woods at the foot of the nearby mountain. Should be noted at this time that they had two other kids, and they were playing behind the house near the railroad tracks. So the mother went out to look, and she saw what she believed to be a very large bear. Now, moving about
like a leather bear, like
Rob Halford was coming down the mountain.
Who's Rob Halford?
He's the lead singer of Judas Priest.
Is he a bear?
No, he's not very. He's the only leather guy I could think of.
Oh, okay.
Anyone can recognize it, right? Most people.
Yeah, he wouldn't qualify as a bear. He's not fat and hairy enough.
No, he's definitely not fat. So I guess that doesn't work. But
I'm just throwing the joke from the Slack back at you.
So, but what here? So it's moving about the bushes. This large creature in the field right beyond the railroad tracks. And so, since she thought it was a bear, she called her two children back, and the children came running immediately. So, because apparently they had seen something as well and were startled and scared. So the creature moved up onto the tracks, and now what the mother saw was a gigantic man a gigantic man covered with pale yellow brownish hair. The author described it kind of as a brown ochre color. Apparently the hair is about 4 inches long all over its body, not 8 inches, but 4. It was about 7.5 feet tall. Apparently it had a rather small head, a very short, thick neck, and the body was entirely human in shape, except that it was immensely thick through the chest, I guess very barrel-chested, and its arms were exceptionally long, kind of like, I guess you would imagine, of a primate.
And this thing was just standing there, all naked and stuff?
It came down the mountain and just got on top of the railroad tracks, and that's where the mother got her first real look at it. Mm-hmm. And it kept walking up over the tracks, going through a field toward the house, because they weren't able to see its feet through the grass. And now the quote from the actual mother from the story said, "The shoulders were very wide, but it had no breasts," from which Mrs. Chapman assumed it was a male, though she did not see any male genitalia due to the long hair covering its groin.
Wow. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Finally.
This is why we do this.
Yeah.
Finally, a quote about people looking for genitalia. Finally, it's only been years.
I just want to say thank you so much. This has been a long road that we finally have an eyewitness that has decided to look down. And Clownbaby, thank you so much for finding this. I think we can end the show, finally. This is it. This is the last episode.
That's it. Ending at 8 o'clock on July 26, 2017.
This is awesome.
Is this what I am?
Assisted with cryptid dick.
Finally, okay, good.
So, the bare parts of its face and its hands were much darker than the rest of its skin, or rest of its body hair, rather. So, and it said the skin on the face kind of appeared to be black, like you were talking about with the Boggy Creek monster, which I thought was interesting when they brought that up. It had very dark, private. No, it had dark, like black skin.
No.
Almost like a gorilla.
Skin.
Alex keeps getting confused.
Not everything has green skin, Alex.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yes.
The creature advanced directly towards the house. Apparently, since it's a relatively longer walk, it took 2 or 3 more minutes for the creature to reach the near corner of the field, which is about 100 feet away from the house. Apparently, during this time, she'd ordered her children to go get a blanket. They retrieved it for the mother. And to quote her, the reason why she got the blanket, she spread the blanket and holding it aloft so that the kids could not see the creature or the creature see them. She backed off at the double, so double pace, I guess a jog or a run, to the old field and down to the river beach out of sight of the monster, and then ran with the kid downstream to a nearby village.
Very interesting tactic.
Sorry, go ahead.
The old blanket trick to cover your children. So she didn't want, obviously, the children to be upset. Didn't want to let the children to see this monster, so she held a blanket, at the same time protecting the children and maybe creating, if this was like a predator or some kind of creature that would attack them, cover the children so they wouldn't be taken and abducted or harmed in any way. Interesting tactic. Remember that, people. Go ahead.
And okay, so the interviewer asked her specifically why she did this, and he asked her if the purpose in using the blanket had been to prevent her kids from seeing the creature, in accord with an alleged Amerindian or Native American belief that to do so, by that he means looking at the creature brings bad luck and often death to those who look at it. Now, the mother responded in the interview. She said, although she had heard white men tell of that belief, she had not heard of it from her parents or any other of her people in her tribe, whose advice, she said, the only thing she had heard regarding to seeing these so-called Sasquatch has simply been not to go further than certain points up certain valleys, to run if she saw one, and to not struggle if caught, as it might squeeze her to death by mistake.
That's also often a rumor that don't make eye contact with these creatures. Whether it's a Bigfoot or a skinwalker or any kind of thing, like, don't look at them. Don't acknowledge their existence if you want to stay alive. That's some of the stuff that I've read. It's very interesting that this is her reasoning.
And then she said, no, I used the blanket because I thought it was after one of the kids. And so might go into the house to look for them instead of following me. So the creature, apparently she used it to cover up the kids because she thought it was looking for one of them. So she couldn't see who was running away, the creature.
I thought she helped with the blanket, so it'd be like a kind of like a matador kind of thing, like Toro, and so
have it run at you, and you just pull the blanket over its head.
And then the creature would run straight into the kids, killing them all. So I don't know. Who knows?
But apparently the creature did go into the house and rummage through the, I guess thoroughly went through and inspected and ransacked their house. And it went through an old outhouse, which I thought was kind of funny. The Bigfoot broke into an old outhouse and started to destroy it.
Wait a second. You tell me a Bigfoot broke into her house, ate a bunch of stuff, and then went to the crapper and took a shit?
No, well, he said did go through the house and rummage through an old outhouse pretty thoroughly. So
yeah, come on. You know what he did? He went in there, grabbed some Doritos, chowed down, and then took a shit, and then he left.
he ate all the food. Yeah, I mean, there's really a small list of things you can do in an outhouse.
Come on, this is
you.
This guy was drunk. Bigfoot was drunk, high, probably looking for some munchies.
Well, here's what. Apparently, it had broken open a 55-gallon barrel of salted fish and flung its contents about their yard.
Yeah, this guy was drunk, dude. That's what I've done that before.
Yeah, he's like, what is this, all fish? Yeah. Jesus, there's got to be something good in
there. What is all this stuff?
Salted fish? What? No whiskey? So I guess later in the day, the father returned home and he immediately saw that the woodshed had been battered in and spotted enormous footprints all over. Mm-hmm. This greatly alarmed him, since all the tribesmen had since his childhood told him about big wild men of the mountains.
Yes.
Then he looked. Then he spotted the footprints of his wife and kids going towards the river. He followed them until he picked them up on the stand beside the river and saw them going off downstream without any of the giant footprints following them. So after he, I guess, ascertained that he believed his wife and kids were okay, he went to go examine the woodshed and astonished that any living creature could break this giant 55-gallon tub of fish without any kind of tool. And apparently he was able to confirm the creature's height after finding a number of long brown hairs stuck in a slabwood lintel in the shed doorway. So I guess the creature's head caught the top of it or something, and that's how they realized or estimated how tall it was. So
motherfucker broke in, ate my Fritos, and clogged my toilet, is what he's saying. It's like shit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Goddamn.
And I guess almost wrapping it up, but the father then went to the village, looked for his family. He found them in a state of, I guess he described as calm collapse. He gathered them up, invited his father-in-law and 2 others to return with him for protection of his family when he went to go away to work on the railroads. I believe I mentioned that before. He's a railroad worker. But I guess to finish it up and kind of the odd stuff that happened afterwards. So the foot tracks from the large creature returned every night for a week. And on 2 occasions, the dogs the Chapmans had taken with them to set up, I guess that's kind of like security. Apparently, they made the most awful racket at exactly 2 o'clock in the morning on these nights. The Sasquatch apparently did not, however, molest them. Did not molest the dogs, that is, or hurt. I guess they mean hurt in that fashion.
Bother, yeah, molest means bother too. So.
Yeah, or the Squatch did also not mess with the house or the woodshed again. But the whole business apparently was too unnerving for the family, and they moved out, and they never went back to the area. And that is all, folks.
All right. Wow. What a good story. Interesting. That's very detailed. Very interesting interactions between the people and the Bigfoot. A Bigfoot breaking into the house.
The Native American stuff in there with their legends and their, I guess, what some people thought they believed about the Bigfoot, and I guess it having kind of the similar features of what you talked about the Boggy Creek Monster was interesting, and also the, I guess it just going berserk, going through an outhouse, smashing shit.
Yeah.
Why not?
But
he's probably upset there was no toilet paper in there. I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
So, he had to use salted fish instead.
Yes. Oh, God. I gotta wet my ass with some fish. Makes me angry.
Yeah, it's like they put more on you than they take off. It's really weird. I don't know, I don't like wiping my ass with these things.
And for toilet paper, can you imagine going into an outhouse and there's just a tray of trout fillet next to you, just toilet paper?
Dried fish. No, thank you. That's the thing down here in Austin. People at the drifters. There's a big drifter problem in Austin. Anybody who's been to Austin will tell you this, but like all the drifters go through all the public outhouses and bathrooms and park bathrooms, and they just steal all the toilet paper and the soap. They just take it. It's disgusting. And so then you're left out there. I go jogging 6-8 miles, whatever. And I sometimes I have to shit because, he's shaking around a lot of stuff. You can't find anything. This Bigfoot might be me without a good shave, because I will turn a fucking outhouse over if I don't have any fucking toilet paper, and I will fucking look for a drifter to put his head in there.
God damn, Joe.
Sorry.
Jeez. Okay.
These drifters, they piss you off after a while because it's just like, some of them are really nice people, but like they literally steal all the toilet paper and the soap. So like the city comes and puts it all in there. They have a really good homeless thing here too. Lots of people donating to them, but it's never enough.
That's nice.
Sorry, I don't mean to take away from the Bigfoots, but I could see where Bigfoot would relate.
Well, he might get a little angry. Yeah, a little disappointed. Yeah. Sure.
You think he was out? You think he was out for like a jog, and he was coming down the mountain to go to use the outhouse, and they freaked out?
Mm-hmm. That's probably maybe close. I don't know. What's with this mom and the fucking dick thing? Let's go back to that.
Okay.
We got to detail this out. We don't have.
The quote was she didn't see one. She said there was 4 inches of hair covering the body, and since there were no breasts on the Bigfoot, she assumed it was male, and she could not see any genitalia.
Yeah, it had a hairy pubis.
Now, what we heard, remember reading about this in Slack, someone had said that gorillas, you really can't see the males, their gorilla dongs because of, I think they're more inside of their body. So
I dare you to say that to a gorilla's face.
Yeah.
Next time I go to the zoo, it's on.
I can't see your donger, a-hole. It's you. Unless they're jacking it, which they do apparently at the zoo.
Oh, good.
That's why I go.
We'll go to Jack and Mondays and take a look. I don't know. When do they do that? Is there a time? All right, let's
Whacking Wednesdays.
Wednesdays, yeah.
At the gorillas at the gorilla farm.
Thirsty Thursdays. Oh, what the hell?
It's ladies' night too, by the way.
The touchy Tuesdays at the ape exhibit.
You can jack them, they'll jack you. It's, whatever.
Yeah. Jack each other. All right. Let's move on, please. Let's do this.
We're sending help immediately, Mrs. Fletcher.
We are.
Yeah.